Hello. So, I am well aware that I have been really slack at updating my YouTube. When I first filmed that video, my operation for a double mastectomy was scheduled for February, so this month, but it got moved forward a full month. So I ended up having my double mastectomy with reconstruction surgery on the 6th of January, and that kind of put me really out of whack with what my plans were for YouTube. And that's kind of just been a lesson through this whole ordeal, because it isn't textbook this, you know. It is one of those situations where I genuinely have to go with the flow, because things keep changing, there keeps being updates. I have to keep making really important life decisions. So nothing can kind of really prepare you for your own personal journey during this, is my main lesson so far. So when I uploaded my YouTube video last, I had plans for surgery in February. I had just gone for a PET scan. So it was 2 days after I got my PET scan that I got a call from the hospital that my surgery had been moved forward. Since then, recovery has been rough. I'm not gonna lie. I did think, because I am quite young, that I would bounce back really quickly and kind of be back on my feet within 2 weeks, honestly, was what I thought. I ended up actually being in hospital for 2 weeks, and recovery only really started when I got home. So they do say 2 to 6 weeks after surgery can be your recovery time. I'm 6 weeks post-operation, literally today, and today is the best that I have felt. I do think that I needed that full 6 weeks to be a functioning, semi-functioning human being. I had a big day on Saturday where I went down to Sydney with some family friends to watch football, and then I slept all of Sunday. So it's like, I am a functioning human being, but the fatigue is next level. I have never experienced anything like it, and how quickly I fatigue is insane. It takes me like less than an hour outside of the house for me to feel like I need to go home and have a nap. So I'd say that fatigue is probably the hardest part of it all. Second hardest part is definitely the healing process. I've been very lucky because I did have a double mastectomy. My left breast healed very quickly. It has been pretty much good from 2 weeks onwards. My right still isn't healed. So it's kind of just like been this, I've got to roll with the waves. I am incredibly bruised on my right still. My whole breast is pretty much green and brown, a mixture of it. And it's pretty much just a waiting game. I got the results back for my tumor. So my tumor, unfortunately, was invasive. So during my surgery, they took, I think it was 4 lymph nodes. So they didn't take too many. And in those lymph nodes, they did find cancer cells. So I start chemo in 2 weeks, roughly. Another thing I wasn't really prepared for with starting chemo is having to make an IVF decision. Chemo can make you infertile, and that's why I have 2 weeks until I start chemo, because I have to make a decision on whether or not I want to freeze eggs. Something I hadn't even thought of, hadn't crossed my mind. I don't know. I have always said that I do not want to have kids, but this is making me genuinely think about it and have to think about my future. What if I meet somebody and I want to have children with them? It just hasn't been on my radar, and suddenly it's a decision that I have to make, and very quickly, because I need to start chemo. So I'm pretty much waiting for the quote to come through for that. I found out a week ago that it is probably going to cost me over $5,000 to freeze my eggs, and that doesn't include the yearly feed to keep them frozen. So that's a very tough decision to make, especially because I'm not working at the moment, and I'm not going to be working for at least 6 months. So this is a hard decision to make. Chemo, it's gonna be rough. Like, I'm not delusional to know that, I'm not delusional enough to know that, oh, I'm going to cruise through it. It is going to be rough, and my life for the next few months is going to be a shit show. I am really going to have to rely a lot on the people around me, and it's really hard to not feel kind of guilty for that, because it's like I'm taking these people away from their lives to care for me, even though like they want to, they are offering to, I have been so supported, but I've just, you know, like, you feel like a burden. So there's a small update. Hospital was rough, recovery rough, IVF maybe, money ? Chemo. That's the plan so far. If you have any questions, drop them below. I will answer them to the best that I can. But 2025 is looking a little bit like a roller coaster for me. I'll be trying to stay kind of updated as much as I can. So if you are interested and want to follow along, follow me, subscribe, whatever. Whatever it is that you want to do, I've got these. Just all a part of life, right?